321 contact T.
Franklin. Oh, come on, Franklin. Come on. Come on, Franklin. Get on the scale. Come on.
Paco, what are you doing?
I need to find out how much Franklin weighs.
Why?
Come on, Franklin. I made a bet with Wally that my dog weighs more than his dog. Come on, Franklin. Come on. All 4 paws. Come on.
Oh.
Come on, Franklin.
Ouch.
Let's go.
What's the matter?
All my stuff fell behind the refrigerator.
What stuff?
My term paper.
Don't worry, we'll get it.
Yeah, we'll get it. But I didn't staple it together or anything.
Hey, Franklin.
Here's one.
Come on, Franklin.
Some.
Here's a couple.
Come on, Franklin.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Where's 4?
All 4 paws. Let's go.
Here's
These are the others.
13. How many were there? 14.
Come on, you can do it, Franklin.
Here, that's all I can see.
Come on, let's go.
Wait. Here's 14.
That's all.
Come on, Franklin.
Find 6. Page 6 is missing. Where's 6? I don't see it anywhere.
It must be underneath.
Get on the scale.
You mean we have to move the refrigerator?
I'm in the Black Hills of South Dakota, riding with Les Wade, a man who pans for gold.
How long have you been doing this?
Oh, for better than 50 years.
Really? And you do it the same way as you always have?
Oh, yes, we follow the old methods. And pretty near the same as they did it back in the early days.
Well, do you think I have a chance of finding any?
Oh, people have.
I can't believe I'm really going to get a chance to do this.
Well, you might have some luck. My wife there is the best panner there is in the country.
And you really can find it in a stream.
Quite often.
Hi.
Hi.
This is my wife, Adela.
How do you do?
How do you do?
I'm Kathy.
You're Kathy?
She's
Glad to
been
meet
wondering
you.
what you're doing down here in the creek. We see you down here doing something. You finding anything?
Well, I'm just getting this pan started, but I have found some earlier today that was pretty good.
Is this the kind of pan you always use?
Yeah, this is what I'll show you here where I'm just getting this one taken down a little ways.
Kathy, would you like to give it a try?
I sure would.
Here's a pan right here. There might be something in it. We never know until we try.
Okay. So just put some more water in it?
Yeah, just dip it in front of it in water and shake it a little back and forth. That's the way. That way the dense stuff goes to the bottom, the less dense stuff washes off to the top. Now just wash it off the top. That's the way.
Okay.
Just do it again, and the faster you do it, the sooner you get to find out whether you got gold or not.
So how does this work exactly?
Well, what happens, the gravel settles into the water and the gold settles into the gravel, and the gold is so much more dense it'll settle clear to the bottom, and this way you keep washing the other material off the top.
And just sink. So it's kind of like when I buy caramel corn and all the peanuts go sinking to the bottom.
That is right. That is a real good definition of how this is working.
I wish I could really see what was happening in the pan, though.
I think I can explain it better with this here bottle of stuff I fixed up the other night trying to explain it to some students. You see this here bottom line, this is the gold. This is the much more dense material. Now,
And at the very top, you've got water, so that's really the least dense of all?
that's right. Your water is the least, and then your mud is the least, and then your quartz. Then you go into your garnets that are more dense, and then you go into your hematites and your iron that's more dense, but yet your gold is by far the most.
It's also the prettiest.
And the most valuable.
Exactly what do you mean by density?
Density is one way of describing how tight stuff is put together into an object.
So density just means that there's more stuff packed into a smaller space.
That is correct. That is a good definition of it, Kathy. You want me to shake that out and we see if we got any gold in there?
Yeah.
I'll take it and see if we can find some in it. What we'll do here is try and bunch it in the bottom of the pan. You see, I shake it back and forth and settle real hard.
Uh-huh.
You've got to get your water all going in the same direction and then uncover your gold. Hey, Kathy, you got some gold. Look at it.
Look at that. I can't believe that.
You're sucking rich.
And that's real gold.
That's real gold. See how it lays on the pan when you run the water around and it doesn't move like the rest of the stuff?
Look at that.
That's gold. Do you realize the value of that gold, Kathy? The piece you got there in your hand, one of them's about a 75-cent piece and the other one's about a 50-cent piece of gold.
That's great.
People have been panning for gold for a long time. Les and his neighbors wanted to show me what the gold rush might have looked like.
There they come.
Would there really be that many people?
Oh, a lot of times there'd be thousands of them.
So many kids.
Well, the kids was the best miners we had.
Thanks for the ride, Fred.
Let's go down and see what they're doing.
Okay.
Looks like a lot of people out here.
Folks around here really like to pretend it's the past and dress up, huh?
Yeah, they like to hunt for this gold. There's something about that stuff. When that gold bug bites you, it never lets it go.
What are these?
These are rockers. That's another way of separating the gold.
And again, the gold is just denser and goes to the bottom?
Right. You're getting this figured out. Go, folks! You're doing right, Kathy.
Hey, Les!
What did you do? Hey, you found the nugget! Look at the nugget!
Where'd you get it, out of the creek or what?
Yeah, it came out of the creek with all this dirt and mud and rocks and stuff. But look how shiny it is.
That's pretty.
It sure is pretty.
Big, too.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Have you found anything like that yet?
No.
Panning for gold works because the gold is dense enough to sink to the bottom of the pan. But it's a slow way to make money. I think people do it because it's fun.
Measurement. Who can figure it out? You want to find out how heavy something is? You think all you have to do is weigh it, right? I mean, like me. If I wanted to know how much I weigh, I just get on a scale. Or something smaller, like this block of wood. You get a smaller scale. 1 pound. Great. Or something even smaller, like this rock. 1 pound also. Fine. Weighing stuff is simple. But watch. You want to see something truly weird? You take your 1 pound block of wood and your 1 pound rock and you put them in the water. The rock sinks, but the wood floats. And they both weigh the same. What's going on? This happens because of something called density. Density is how packed together something is. The wood weighs a pound and the rock weighs a pound, but the rock is smaller. So 1 pound is packed into a smaller space in the rock than in the wood. That means that though it weighs the same, the rock is denser. Does this make any sense? Look, say I have a suitcase. And say I have to go on a trip for one day. So I pack everything in the top drawer and I put it in my suitcase. But say I have to go on a longer trip and I have to stay 2 weeks. And I have to pack everything in the whole bureau and I have to cram it into the same size suitcase. The suitcase is the same size, right? But now, it's heavier. because I got so much more stuff packed into it. And that's what density is. It's how much stuff is packed into something. Like weight, only completely different. Measurement. Who can figure it out? Your average chicken weighs 7 pounds.
What?
How many chickens do you weigh? A pair of cowboy boots weighs 3/4 of a chicken. A penguin, 2 chickens. A toaster weighs half a chicken. 3,500 chickens. An airplane weighs 1,500 chickens. A house, 4,300 chickens. 12,000 chickens. 35 chickens.
What?
How many chickens do you weigh? Come on, Franklin.
Come on.
Come on, your front half weighs 15 pounds. But what about the rest of you, Franklin?
Ah.
Come on, Franklin.
You think it's cemented to the floor?
No. It's just been here a long time. Push on 3, okay?
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. It's moving.
Not much.
Let's just start.
Do you really need page 6? Of course I need it.
Come on, you ready?
Okay, wait. Oh, should we unplug it?
Yeah. Can you reach it?
Yeah, okay, got it.
All right. Push.
Come here. Franklin, now get on the scale. Okay, come on, Franklin.
I'm deep underwater in the Johnson Sea Link, a 2-person submarine.
We're just off the bottom now. We're cruising on a course of about northwest.
That's Marshall Flake, the pilot.
We found a nice area to collect some sponges for Dr. Reiner.
It's really great to be underwater and not be wet, you know?
It's a totally different feeling, that's for sure.
Yeah. And things that you can see everything. It's not like when you're in a real submarine where you don't see anything.
I know, and it's this bubble really gives you panoramic visibility. Okay, we're going to go ahead and flood some water in here, and we'll make ourselves heavy so we can sit right down. And then we can see we can grab some of this stuff off of this trawl head here. Okay, well first let me get settled in here, and then we can go ahead and use our mechanical arm there, or manipulator.
We're collecting samples from the ocean floor for a scientist who's waiting up on the boat.
Scoop, and I'm going to go ahead and close it up here. And we got it. And what we're going to do is then go ahead and bring it back and drop it into the low work platform here. You can see the separate bins down there. We just bring it back and drop it right in the funnel there. Let me go ahead and grab this one, and if you want, give you a shot up here.
Yeah.
See if you can get that red sponge out there for me. Sometimes perceiving distance here can be a little bit of a problem. As you can see. All right, good. Good show. Okay, I think we got some good samples.
All right, let's get back up to the ship then.
All righty, here we go.
All right.
Go ahead and blow some air into the main ballast tanks and get us buoyant, and we're on our way here.
We've finished our round selection and request permission to surface. Okay, roger that. You've got permission to surface.
Okay, here we are.
Wonderful. Okay, there's the ship.
Yeah. That'll be just
picking us up here in just a moment or two.
Marshall, this was a great ride.
I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Okay, looks like we got some good stuff there, Miguel.
All
Grab
right.
that?
Yeah.
Watch yourself there.
Here you go, Dr. Reinhardt. I hope they can help you.
Oh, looks very interesting. Thanks much, Miguel. I don't think we've seen these before. We'll try them out.
Okay. All right. Now, I know we got some good stuff here, but how does this thing work?
Okay, Miguel, when we launch the submarine's sitting in the water, it pushes a certain amount of water out of the way. It occupies space that the water would normally take up. This is what we call displacement.
That's almost like when you're sitting in a bathtub.
Precisely,
Yeah.
the water level goes up. Exactly, you're displacing water. Now, if the submarine is less dense than the water it's displacing, the submarine will float. If it is more dense than the water is displacing, it'll sink. So when we hit the water, these big tanks on both sides, what we call our main ballast tanks, they're full of air. And this makes the submarine less dense, because air is less dense than water. So we float. So when we want to go down, we open vent valves at the top of the tank, which allows the air to come out, vent off through the top, and water can come up and fill the ballast tank with water. And as the water floods up, of course, the submarine becomes more dense, therefore it sinks. Now, once we're below the surface, we also have tanks inside this. They're separate tanks. Now, those tanks can be flooded. We can let water into them, or we can use compressed air to push the water out to fine-tune our buoyancy.
You mean by adding or taking away small amounts of water, you're going to be changing the density of the submarine so that it goes up or down?
That's exactly right. Even as little as a half a pound is enough to change the density so that you can tell the difference. We have cylinders all over the submarine that have high-pressure air stored in them. And the pilot can open a valve and introduce that air into the tank. And by controlling the amount of air you put in the tank, you can either push water out of it or let water in. And what this does is gives you minute changes in the density of the vehicle, which lets the pilot fine-tune it.
Wait a second, but how much does this thing weigh, though?
12 tons.
You mean this thing weighs 12 tons, and just by adding a pound or taking a pound away, it's going to rise or sink?
Precisely. That's exactly what happens. Just a very small change in the density is going to affect how the vehicle behaves in the water, whether it's light or whether it's heavy. For instance, when we were down there collecting the sponges and we wanted to get a little bit heavy, we were able to flood in a little bit water and we could stay there on the bottom. When we picked up to move away, we can, I went ahead and blew some water out, and this got us pretty close to neutrally buoyant.
Can we go back down to get some more samples?
Sure, let's do it.
All right.
Whenever there's trouble, we're there on the double. We're the Bloodhound Gang. If you've got the crime, we've got the time. We're the Bloodhound Gang.
Looks like we got stood up.
You sure this is the spot? Positive.
It's just doesn't that bird watcher over there.
He's not bird watching. He's car watching. All the guy on the phone said was to meet him here. He'd know us. He said he could always spot a detective. Let's check him out. Sir?
Buzz off.
Mr. Jordan? We're from the Bloodhound Detective Agency.
I asked for a private eye. They send me a bunch of kids. Small fry, still wet behind the ears.
Then you'll want to try another agency, sir. Come on, kids. We'll miss the hopscotch finals.
Hold on. 3 pair of eyes are better than 1, huh? Maybe I can use you.
For what?
Don't you recognize me?
Should we?
Jim Jordan, the tennis whiz. Hey, I was so fast, the newspapers dubbed me Flash Jordan. I was on my way to the top. I guess all that was before your time, huh, kids?
I guess.
Then I got hit. Hit and run. Busted leg and all that. I never got my speed back. It blasted my tennis career.
Did the police find the car?
No. But I've never given up. I've spent years on the hunt. San Francisco, New Orleans, Boston, Chicago, and I'm still on the chase.
You figure it's here in the city?
I got a call from a friend who spotted it. I took the first flight out of Miami this morning.
What kind of car is it?
White. Big white limo.
Did you say you live in Miami?
Yeah. Giving tennis lessons to clucks and gum chewers.
You want us to find the white limo?
You got it.
There must be dozens in town.
Just check out the driver. Head shaved like a billiard ball. Just get me the license number and I'll do the rest.
Well, how do we get in touch with you?
Well, I'll be checking into the Starbuck Hotel at 14th and Bedford. I always stay there when I'm in town.
Well, we'll stake out intersections.
Well, good hunting, kids.
You haven't said a word, Vicky. Why bother checking out his hotel?
No, just playing a hunch.
What hunch?
Let's see what the people at the hotel know about Mr. Flash Jordan.
I don't see any hotel around here.
Ma'am, can you tell us where to find the Starbuck Hotel?
Try the city dump.
What?
That hotel's been torn down 5-6 years ago.
Thanks. That tears it. Mr. Flash Jordan is playing us for chumps. Tennis pro from Miami. I don't buy it. Didn't you notice how pale his skin is?
Got it. He ought to be as tan as a baseball mitt.
That's right. He's laying down some kind of a story. He hasn't been in the Florida sun. But why would he give us the name of a hotel that was torn down years ago?
Maybe he didn't know.
But he says he always stays there.
Well, then he's been out of town for a long time.
Or out of circulation. Didn't he tell you he could always spot a detective? Well, only someone mixed up with the law would know something like that. A cop? Or a crook?
I vote crook. Say he has been out of circulation.
In prison.
Sure. He's been out on the streets, right? An ex-con.
Look!
Was the driver bald?
I couldn't tell, but I caught the license. It said Whale, H-Whale.
He must have come out of one of those shops.
Well, I'll go check.
I'll meet you back at the office. I'll see what I can fish out of motor vehicles on Mr. Whale.
My name is Walter Frontera. I come from Puerto Rico. Here in Boston, I am a graduate student at Boston University, program in exercise physiology, and I am working here at Tufts as a physician in the exercise physiology lab. This will give us the weight in kilograms. That's approximately 150 pounds. In this lab, we're looking at the relationship between nutrition, aging, and exercise. One of the things we measure is the composition of the body, the amount or the percent of body fat and body muscle tissue. Okay, this is a skin fold caliber. This will give us information about the percent body fat, so we can compare the values obtained with this instrument and with a water tank. Actually, body fat and body composition is determined by different factors: diet, nutrition, level of physical activity, and obviously the genetic factors. Breathing through this mouthpiece. You want to try it? Okay, body fat and lean tissue, muscle tissue, have different densities. Breathe normally. If you have a high percent of body fat, you will be able to float because the density of the fat tissue is lower than the density of water. Hold it.
Okay, it's 3.2. Okay, how does it feel?
I felt very light, like I'm floating off the seat.
Now we feed the information into the computer, and this will give us the percent of body fat. In this case, is 25%.
Is that high or low?
Well, it's the upper normal limit. 4 digo. ¿Qué utilizaban allá? I have a very special interest in sports medicine. Actually, sports medicine emphasizes the use of exercise to develop and maintain mental and physical health. It's not only for the elite athletes, it's for everybody.
One of the most important influence in my life was the fact that my father is a dentist and my mother a pharmacist. They always stimulated me to read, to think, and try to answer many questions. And I think that has been extremely important because that's the basics of scientific inquiry.
I don't know what could have happened to that page.
Well, it's not under the refrigerator.
Miguel, could you do me a favor?
Does it involve getting up off the floor?
I need your help weighing Franklin.
Okay, sport. What do you need?
Could you put Franklin on the scale?
I could, but I don't think he'd stay. I get a better idea. All right. What does it read?
No offense, Miguel, but I don't care what you weigh.
Just write it down, okay?
All right.
What does it read?
140 pounds.
Okay, now watch. Come on, Franklin, oh boy. Come on. Now what's it read?
180 pounds.
Okay. Now, if you take away my weight from 180 pounds, what do you get?
40 pounds.
Right, that's how much Franklin weighs.
You're pretty smart, Miguel.
Uh-oh.
I know.
What? I found page 6.
Where?
Well, in my notebook. I sort of forgot I was revising it. See, it needs to be revised.
So it was never lost?
So we moved the refrigerator for nothing? Well, not for nothing exactly. I mean, I didn't know for sure. If we had known for sure, then we wouldn't have had to move it. But I know. But I appreciate your help.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, let's move the refrigerator back.
Might as well.
Oh, wait, no, let me plug it in first. Okay.
Contact is a production of the Children's Television Workshop. For a 321 Contact Teacher's Guide, write CTW 2712 Millwood Avenue, Columbia, South Carolina, 29250.